This week on our Disney episode of ETalk, we see where some of our favorite Disney stars had ended up. We challenge each other to a Disney heads-up battle, and Sydney Hager is here to tell us about a course she took at Disney World. All that and more coming up. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to ETalk, where we talk everything from LA to Elon. I'm Courtney, here with Megan, Allie, and our special guest host, Ariana. Let's jump right into talking about all the hot gossip for the week.
So, Miley Cyrus got interviewed on Sunday morning, and she was talking about Hannah Montana, and it was really interesting to me how she compared it to Toddlers and Tiaras. Yeah, and so to me, she was kind of like going back and forth from what she actually thinks about Hannah Montana. So she first was saying that it was very hard being a child artist, because she said it's a lot to put on a child. But then she was saying like, yeah, but everyone loved Hannah. She gave good music to everyone, not just children, but to everyone. So
I think that it's hard because for her in that situation, it wasn't just Hannah Montana like it was for us. We watched Hannah Montana and it was our entertainment, but for her, it was her job and she was a child. Right. And there is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on stars to begin with, but to be going through all of that at such a young age, you know, I think so. I'm sure that she has a lot of love for Hannah Montana and for that life that she lived, but at the same time, she was working full time when she was what, like 15 years old?
Yeah, and she had to work with her dad, so that relationship could have been a little bit
I feel like it's good that she got to work with her dad, but the fact that she was doing that and, you know, with all the other ones, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, it was like kind of having that drama, that middle school drama, and it was plastered all over.
She also was saying that it was hard balancing like her job, like you were saying, and school. I mean, she was an actual student, you know?
Yeah, they all had to be homeschooled, so I couldn't even imagine doing that. I mean, it's hard enough as a college student, and we don't have the fame part, but when we have jobs and have our classes, you know, but to balance all that at 15 years old.
Yeah, I feel like she's very back and forth between, like, I remember a couple of weeks ago, she went on the radio and said she would never sing Best of Both Worlds again unless she started drinking again. And then she goes from that to, like, being a little bit softer. Well, like, I see, like, understanding, like, people enjoyed it. And I feel like there's a balance. Like, that was the platform for her to kick off this massive career that she has now. So I feel like it was hard, but she has a lot to be thankful for.
Oh yeah, and I think that she like is trying to balance that, which is probably hard.
Speaking of Disney stars, what about Demi's documentary?
Yeah, we're learning a little bit more about Demi's past too. Just a couple weeks ago, she released Simply Complicated, and it was a documentary on YouTube, and we learned a lot about her relationship with her father and everything she went through while she was at Disney, and just how hard it was for her to go through rehab and all that process to get to where she is now.
The whole thing was just mind-blowing, because I didn't realize that she, like, obviously you know that she has these struggles, she has substance abuse things, but you didn't know the root of it from what she's been through with her father. And even her mom came out and said that she put pressure on them to be skinny and perfect, and you know, so just to like get that inside look at it, because I feel like when everything was happening, you know, you're reading all the tabloids and it's like, Demi's gone off the rails, but it goes so much deeper than just a child star gone wild.
Yeah, and you got to see everyone that was behind that, like all of her team at Disney and her manager who followed her through that, and they talked a lot about how she was the edge for Disney because she was more real and had that like rough around the edge character quality to her. But at the same time, she was responsible for upholding that brand for Disney, and I think that, to an extent, broke her.
You know, and I think that, I mean, the same thing with Miley. You know, they all had the brand that they had to hold on to, and they weren't able to be teenagers and just do whatever they wanted to do. And they did touch on that in the documentary, that she couldn't just do what she wanted to do.
That's really important to take into consideration, how they feel pressured, and maybe that's the reason they like turn out this way. It's something that happens.
Speaking of Demi, didn't she reunite with Selena?
Yeah, so the documentary actually ended up being a really good thing. Not only was she able to put everything out there, but it also made her want to rekindle relationships with people that she had lost through everything she's gone through, and one of those people was Selena Gomez. And we've seen them like reach out to each other here and there. I know that Demi tweeted Selena this summer, and then when the documentary came out, Selena Gomez actually replied to a post that Demi posted about it and just said how amazing that she is, that she loves her, she's really strong and so real, and she really respects her for that. And then last week, we saw them together for the first time in years at the InStyle Awards in
and it was
Los
so
Angeles.
Cute. I just love seeing them together. I love their friendship. Starting from Barney and then
watching them grow together.
Again.
Yeah. Princess Protection Program was
my gosh, I love
first
that
ever
movie.
BFF goal.
The best thing that's ever happened to my child self. But no, it made me really happy to see them rekindle their friendship. I feel like everything that was an issue for them has it was being young and going through those things together, just like you have tiffs with your middle school friends or your high school friends, and Demi was going through so much. But I also feel like now Demi's coming out speaking about this, and Selena speaking about her kidney transplant and all of that, so I feel like they've just really grown up, and like every difference that they've had, they're just, it's not, they can just push it aside.
And they're just like, this week's Celebrity Oh No No is also Selena Gomez. So I don't know if you guys heard, but this past weekend, she was spotted with Justin Bieber, and we all know that her and The Weeknd were supposed to be together. So what do you guys feel about seeing her with her ex, and now there's rumors of Selena and The Weeknd breaking up? What do you guys think about that?
I think like Selena Gomez is in a really like mature adult position in her career. Like I feel like she's really solidified herself as an artist and as a person and in her personal brand. And I feel like Justin's sort of like coming to that. So I feel like, I don't know, I'd like to see like their friendship repaired, but I don't know about them together.
I feel like it's the same thing as Selena and Demi kind of rekindling their friendship. Selena's going through this really life-changing event. And these are people who, like, we look at it and we're like Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber, but these are the people that were core in her life. You know, so I feel like it's really important for her to have these people around her, especially when she's going through so much. She just had a kidney transplant. She got diagnosed with lupus. You know, so I think that it goes beyond exes that are hooked, like they went to church together.
And they have breakfast.
So I don't think it was
trend for Justin taking girls to church. That's like his new thing.
I think church is his new thing.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's awesome.
Coming up, our fashion experts Matt and Kit show us how to rock some of our favorite accessories from the 90s and early 2000s. Don't go anywhere.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Hey ETalkers, welcome to ETalk Style Corner. I'm Kit and this is Matt, and we're ETalk's resident fashion experts. Today we are showing you some accessories from the 90s and early 2000s that you can still wear today. So my favorite piece that I have on is this plastic stretchy choker that everyone has been wearing. You can get them in every color and they're literally amazing. This hairdo is also super 90s. Girls wore really, really high hair. And I pieced it with a flannel tied around the waist, super 90s, a jean skirt, which have come back in and they're really cool, and also some really cool platform shoes. Platform shoes have also come back, and they were super big in the 90s and the 2000s, and you can get them in all sorts of styles, and they're still really cool. What about you, Matt?
I love that look, by the way. For men, definitely conflicting patterns. There was a lot of crazy neon patterns back in the day. I obviously didn't have any of those because I really don't see myself wearing those now. But I tried my best with some floral shorts, a plain black shirt layered with a denim jean jacket. Denim was really in the 90s and early 2000s. I've also put it with some really cool retro Mario socks that I found and some Timberlands, which were really in the 90s, and actually have kind of made a comeback. I know last fall and winter we kind of saw Timberland boots coming back. So they're really staple accessory and shoe.
Cute too.
Thank you. As well as the backward baseball hat, which is iconic. I mean, I wear hats like all the time.
Yeah.
So it was only natural that I would wear this for 90s because that was another accessory that was really in the 90s.
Yeah. It's weird how all this stuff is coming back.
I know, and I like it though because it kind of adds another element to like fashion that like sometimes you can be fashion forward, but sometimes it's also cool to kind of look back and learn from previous fashion trends.
Be retro. It's kind of vintage, all this stuff coming back. So it's really cool.
I like it. But that's all the time we have for now, but tune in next week for some more fashion expertise. Next up is the Mosley Minute. Stay tuned.
Hey Talkers, I'm Madison.
And I'm Rachel. I was thinking the other day about how wonderful it used to be to get home from school, eat some dinner, and then watch my favorite Disney Channel TV shows. Phil of the Future was not only a great show, but Phil, so cute. The other day I Googled, where is Phil now? I don't know, probably.
You couldn't find him?
No, if you've seen Phil, please let me know. I can't find him.
Phil, we're looking for you. It's funny you should say that actually, Rachel, because when I would come home from school, it was to go home, eat dinner, and then go to Hebrew school. So I don't really have the same Disney knowledge as all my peers. But anyways, let's ask other Elon students what they think.
All right, Alyssa, so we're talking Disney Channel throwbacks. Which TV show would you say is your favorite and why?
Probably That's So Raven and Hannah Montana, but I just love both of them. They're so funny. And when I was younger, I used to imitate Raven from That's So Raven, like when she would, every time she would fall, I don't know if you remember, but she would like pop back up and be like, I'm okay. I used to do that in my house for my family all the time.
Quality content. More like That's So Alyssa, am I right?
Disney Channel, people love it, confuse it with Nickelodeon all the time. Don't deny it. What was your favorite throwback Disney television show? Disney.
It was definitely Kim Possible.
Just any reason? Or you just like, you were there for like the womanhood, the female power?
It was the female power, 100%.
Well, we definitely got a bunch of different answers. Didn't hear much Phil the Future out there, but maybe next year. Madison, what are you thinking?
I think we can all agree on one thing, that the Sprouse twins got hot. We'll see you next week, ETalkers.
Welcome back to the studio. Today, Carly, Juan, and Sierra are here to tell us about their favorite childhood Disney stars and where they ended up. So personally, guys, I know I always had a huge crush on Zach and Cody when I was little, Dylan and Cole Sprouse.
They were so cute. Not that they're not cute now, but of course we all remember our Sweet Life Zach and Cody days and then Sweet Life on Deck.
Absolutely.
But after that, they kind of, fell off the grid a little bit. But that's because they were in college for a while. They went to NYU, graduated in 2015. Cole kind of took up acting first, and he joined the Riverdale cast. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but season 2 just came out. Yes. I love it. It's so good. And then Dylan just rejoined kind of the acting scene, and he's going to be in a new movie. It's called Dismissed. It comes out November 21st, and it's kind of a thriller, so he plays a psychopath in it, which is very different from his
really
Disney role, so it should be really interesting to see.
I always see him as like such a comedian, so I think that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of the goofy one on the show.
Yeah. And then another classic one was That's So Raven. I always wanted to have her psychic powers, so that was so cool.
Our favorite sidekick, Raven Simone. We also know her from The Cheetah Girl. Honestly, her career has been amazing. She's done so many things. She was a host on The View. She's done a lot with Disney, and actually her most recent thing is Raven's Home. It's already started on Disney Channel, and she is now the mom, and she has 2 children. Wow. She's living with her best friend, Chelsea, who we all remember, and one of her children actually are developing her psychic powers, so I think it's really cool. They're bringing it back.
Yeah, that's so funny because when they released that, I had just started rewatching all the That's So Raven episodes on demand. I'm like a little embarrassed by it, but it's fine. I loved it. I still love it.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. I feel like Disney has this theme of sort of bringing back all their old shows with them as parents and with kids going through the same things. Like they did that with Boy Meets World, that wasn't even a Disney show, was it? And now it's Girl Meets World on the Disney Channel. So
I love it, honestly. It just like brings back so many memories.
The classics. We get to watch them again.
It's like they're growing with us, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And then one of the later Disney shows, sort of at the tail end of my Disney time, was Austin and Ally.
Yeah, so Laura Marano, instead of like focusing on acting, she focused on music now. She was part of Big Machine Records, which is also Taylor Swift's record label, but they dropped all the pop artists except her.
Really?
Yeah, that's a weird thing. And then she moved to Warner Brothers Records, and now is planning to release her album soon. She already released a song called Boo Box. I really think that's a mediocre song, to be honest. But It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I think it'll be cool to see how that does. Maybe not as big as Taylor Swift, but maybe the next big thing. Who knows?
Maybe.
You never know. Next up, we check in with our social media corner. Stay tuned.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
One of social media's favorite things is any reunion post, especially a Disney Channel reunion. Here are some of our favorites.
So it's definitely clear that some of our favorite Disney stars have been missing each other. Emily Osment actually posted this on the 10-year anniversary of the first episode. I can't even believe it's been that long since the show aired.
You know, this makes me so happy though, because there is so much surrounding Miley Cyrus and Emily Osment saying that they didn't like each other during the show. So seeing this made me so happy. You know, she talks about thanking everyone for sticking with them. I love it. It makes me happy.
And in other sort of Disney reunion news, Selena Gomez, when she recently had her surgery, J.C. Austin, who played her little brother, posted the most touching post I've ever seen. At the beginning, it says, "You remind me daily to live my most authentic life without apologies, and while constantly inspiring me to be the best I can."
And goes on to talk about how he chose her as family, and he's so glad that she is not only family, but a friend, which I think is so sweet, so good. And then they also reunited. Well, for real reunited.
At David Henry's wedding.
Yes, which was so good.
I can't believe any of them are even old enough to be getting married. It just seems so crazy, but they all looked beautiful, and I'm so...
And it makes me happy that all of them were there. The entire Russo clan was there.
I feel like of all the shows, like, they feel like in real life they're the most like a family.
Yes,
you know
I
what
agree,
I mean?
100%.
Yeah, and then in other Disney reunions, we have a mix of shows happening here. We have Mr. Mosby.
This is great.
And of course, Rico. He looks roughly the same, but the hairdo is just so different.
Yeah.
But he's the same height.
I was gonna say, I don't think he's grown very much.
Which is so funny, but it's just great to see them all together. And then we had some cross-show reunions.
Oh, Corey.
It looks like Corey from Corey in the House and Jason Earls reunited once again. So it's so fun to see. Next up, we're playing Disney Heads Up. Stay tuned.
Today we are here to play one of our favorite games, Heads Up, and today we are doing it Disney style. Ready to play?
All right, let's see. I hit play.
I'm ready to win.
Let's
Like,
see.
I'm winning for sure.
Play. Okay, I'm putting it on my forehead.
Okay.
Is it going?
Yeah, it's going.
I'm so nervous.
Beauty and the Beast, the villain.
Gaston.
Okay.
Oh, the sport park.
ESPN Sport.
No, like the sport park. Like
I'm
park.
just passing it.
The park in Magic Kingdom that is like future.
Tomorrowland. Oh boy.
The creator of Disney.
Walt Disney.
Yeah. The mother of Chip.
The teacup. Mrs. Potts. I'll pass it.
Oh, the dragon in Mulan.
Mushu.
Dang.
I love Mushu.
One of the seven dwarfs. The really like the weird one.
The weird Dopey?
Yes.
Okay.
How did you get that? Finding someone.
Finding
someone.
Finding Nemo.
No, the other one.
Am I out of time?
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Okay, it's your turn.
Matt, this is like nerve-wracking.
Let's go.
All right, Matt.
Is it going?
2, 1.
Okay.
She
mermaid.
swims.
A mermaid.
Ariel.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, in the
no idea.
Incredibles.
Oh,
yes!
Edna.
Yes! Brave is her movie. She has.
Merida.
How did
A
deer.
Bambi.
Yes! Aladdin, the evil guy.
Jafar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang, y'all are good.
I have no idea.
It's a really big thing in Adventureland.
We're gonna pass.
Yeah, just pass it. She loses her shoe running down the stairs.
Cinderella.
Yes. I think it's in Disneyland, but it's like the movie based on the like
Cars.
Yeah.
Cars?
Cars Land, yeah. In Frozen, the guy.
Elsa.
No, the
Hans.
guy who comes to save Anna.
Kristoff.
Yes. Incredibles again. Maybe that's the Cinderella. I don't know. Time's up.
You still got more than Sarah, though. So
Okay, I'm winning. That's all that matters.
I'm so
Carmencita.
upset.
Really bad.
Right, put it on the forehead.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
2, 1.
The concentration.
I know.
The boy who flies.
You can fly. You can fly. Never grows up.
Never grows up. Always old. No.
No, go back.
Up.
Keep going.
More up. More up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go pass again.
Go up. One of the
in Florida,
the biggest
you go
park.
and you
Like the park as a whole.
visit.
No. Like what is that called?
the whole thing.
Disneyland.
Sure.
Sure. Down.
Okay,
Down.
I'll give you a point for that.
Disney World.
Oh, the
In The Princess and the Frog, the
the
prince.
guy.
Wait,
No.
The ride where they all sing like like where they all sing. Yes. All the little like all the little toys like with the movie.
They come to life.
They come to life.
Buzz Lightyear, but what movie?
Buzz Lightyear, Woody.
Yeah, I know, but I have no idea.
Okay, pass it.
Pass up. Oh, the
I don't know how to
I
describe
forget their names.
I don't. The movie about.
Matt was the winner.
Oh, what's up?
Congratulations.
You needed more practice.
And I love Disney. I don't know what happened.
I practice a lot. Anytime.
Next up, we are talking about the health benefits of apple cider vinegar. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to ETalk Health. I'm Sadie, ETalk's fitness expert, here with Taylor. Today we'll be talking about the underrated superfood apple cider vinegar. And do you know about apple cider vinegar?
Okay, the first thing that I think is the most important to know
She knows.
is that it's 0 calories. So it also supports weight loss, which is really good, and you can do it. People usually do it as like a detox diet, so that's really great. It also balances your pH levels.
Yes.
It lowers your blood pressure, which is really great, and it also prevents osteoporosis. So if you have really weak bones and you're not a milk lover like me, you should definitely have this. So I think I'm gonna try to have it now, maybe every morning or
Which
something.
one? Do you usually drink this kind, or you drink the one that comes in the form of like tea bags?
Usually, I've had this before once, but I've had the tea bags more
That
than
one's
this.
the most popular one. It has like a sweetness, natural sweetness to it. That's why I prefer the natural one, which I have the recipe for you. Want to hear it?
Yay.
All right, so the recipe to detox is 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You pour it on warm water, and then you put some honey, 1 tablespoon, or to taste. I don't follow 1 tablespoon of honey. And sometimes I put green tea in it, because I
Oh, that
want it
sounds
even
good.
more powerful to detox.
Would chai tea taste good with this, maybe?
No.
Because like
You
maybe
wanna
the
try it and
cinnamon
let me know
flavors?
next
Yeah,
time?
I'll try it. I'll let you know.
So we'll get back to
Yeah, we'll get back to the ETalkers on that.
anything else that you think would be great?
I know that this also helps your skin, so I know I want to try it because, you know,
Clean
sometimes
skin.
as a teenager we all break out, so I think it would help us all.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. Next up, we have some Disney-themed snacks in the ETalk kitchen.
Hey ETalkers, Taylor here. Welcome back to ETalk. Today, for our Disney Throwback episode, we're going to be making the Naked Mole Wrap Nachos, Rufus's from Kim Possible. It's super quick, super easy, and even more delicious. Let's get started. So here you have it, ETalkers. Now let's do the final taste test. That is so good. You can really, really taste the paprika in that. It just bursts with flavor. Well, you guys have to try this. See you next time.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to the studio, eTalkers. This week, Elon student Sydney Hager is here to talk about her experience during the Elon winter term course, Disney, The Science of Happiness. Hi, Sydney.
Hi, Allie.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
I'm good, too. So, first of all, tell me, you have a YouTube channel, and you shared a video of your experience in Disney. So tell me about that.
So I posted a video about what happened in Disney, The Science of Happiness, where we were expected to go to Disney and go to all 4 parks at Walt Disney World and basically explore and understand with psychology how they use happiness to make it such a phenomenal place for kids and adults alike. And I posted the video on YouTube at my channel, Satastic Dreams. Make sure you follow. And it went viral. Plug. Yeah, it got 3.3 thousand views, which is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, in 14 hours.
That's in 14 hours? Mm-hmm. That's pretty incredible. So tell me about the experience. How was it? What did you learn? What is the science of happiness? Tell me everything.
So I learned through Disney that they pay attention to not only people, but also different cultures. So they also teach you how they don't believe in pointing, because in some cultures that's considered rude. So instead, they just move their hands a lot, or they always motion like I'm doing now with my hands, which is something I kept from them because I thought that was so cool. And then they also taught you how understanding people's different conditions, so like allergies, circumstances, sexual orientation, race, how they always pay attention to that to make sure you feel welcome in an environment so you don't feel like you don't belong there. And Disney really did a good job because I have allergies, I'm allergic to shellfish. So when I went there, I was nervous thinking that, oh, here comes, a chef who's gonna be like, hey, your order's too complicated, I can't do that. But like everyone at Disney came out, they wanted to shake my hand. They're like, oh no, don't worry, whatever you want, we will make it. And I was just like,
want to make you happy.
If I had a girl feeling like Beyonce, to be honest.
So tell me, did you guys have to take a class at Elon before you go? I know I went to Sundance last year for winter term and we had a class and then went. So how long were you in Disney and what was the class before then?
Before then, it was just a class to make sure you understand what the requirements were. So you had to write a paper about your experience. You had to read different articles about Disney, about psychology, and tie it in together to show what you learned for the final paper. We went in January. We stayed for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then after that, we came back, and then we all are still close friends, and we still talk about our experience, and we still have Disney movie nights, which is pretty awesome.
It bonded you guys.
Yeah, it really did.
So did you guys take a class while you were at Disney, or was the entire experience just going to the parks?
The entire experience was just going to the parks, but we did have meetings even at the parks with just our teachers. We got to go backstage. But it was really a class, but it was just more fun because it was more engaging, going to the parks every single day. One thing I can say though, I love Walt Disney World, but I got tired after a moment because I was like, okay, getting on rides every day was fun, but then, getting up early and then going to lectures and then sitting down and doing it all over again can get tiring.
Yeah.
So if you're not a big ride person, getting up early, I wouldn't say it's for you, but if you love Disney, you love psychology, you love having fun and being with new people, I say the class is definitely for you.
So you think people who are registering for class, they should take it if they want to?
They really should.
Yeah.
If they want to watch the YouTube video, they can, so they can see if it's something they would be interested in and read the requirements, and I'm sure they would love to go.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it, and I'm so glad that you had fun.
Thank you for having me.
That's all the time we have for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time, this is ETalk.